Hello YouTube. So guess where my favorite spot is now? Uh, yes, it is my greenhouse, let's call it, the new one. Uh, but I think it's time for us to do some work here. So let's go and repot something, mount, whatever. Let's go find the victim. Hello YouTube. So today I decided to do something. Uh, I think when you are down, you need to go and do something that will make you feel good. Um, Pat, I report my blanket is right here. Thank you so much. Pat is one of my subscribers. She made this Afghan for me. I am actually always sitting on it. And she said that maybe I can use it from my couch clips. So here we are. So what did I decided to do? As you all know, I have my terrarium right there, and this plant I purchased at Smith when I visited them a while ago. It was one of their first open houses. I believe they call it a tree frog bulbophyllum now. It's gorgeous. So when I was there, I was lucky to buy this plant, but because of this and that and that and that, I never had the chance to repot it. As you can see, it's a pretty large plant. So my lazy self, let's call it, what I did not like that plastic pot. I just pulled it out of that pot, and since I have some supplies of pots, I just put it in like that because I thought I will do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, not tomorrow. I love you tomorrow, but it's been good 3 or 4 months. Clearly something needs to be done, and I think I'm gonna take a piece of this large, beautiful, gorgeous plant that I believe you can buy on their website. I will post a picture of the flower. It's gorgeous. And I think I can divide it, and I think I can mount a piece of it on my totem. And I wanted to try to do bulbophyllum mounted on my totem for a while, and we're gonna do it with you now, and we will kind of start our own experiment and see what's gonna happen. So let's go and do it. Right now you are in my inventory chamber. Some of this stuff is available, some of this stuff will get uploaded. My website is this, www.orchid, just one more orchid.biz. I'm the only person who makes the stuff, so I am gonna be, there's not always filled, so you gotta stay with me and check back and forth. You can also download the app, and then every time I upload new stuff, you'll get a notification. What am I thinking? I was thinking a totem, but here's the deal with the bulbophyllums need constantly be like, they need moisture. Plus the way that the plant is, they kind of, as you can see, kind of overlaying the home, the pot in this case. So one of my things that I've made, and I succeeded with other kinds, I call these skirts. Maybe I'll use one of these, or I could use one of the plaques like that. These are the mixture, just a simple mixture of 3 clays. I just make it for, different color. Maybe I should take one of these and use a bulb of film. Since I'm going to take just a little piece of it, maybe I'll take a little skirted thing. They look really cute when the plant develops and, approves of a new home. Let's see what we can do. Okay, outside now in my new greenhouse. You've seen it in my previous clip. And so I narrowed it down, if you can call 3 option narrow it down, to 3 things. One is a totem. Those I make myself. They are available on my website. Right now there's a bunch of them. I do have them in red clay if you like red clay, and I have them in, at this point, in orange stone clay that I find specifically that clay orchids really like how it looks. I can show you. Right there's one. Yeah. Up close here. Nothing. Let's go. Have lots of them right here. There is the, whatever it's called, the river grid rock, the plain one. This one was made by Martha, so it's a masterpiece. There's a white clay cone. There's more right here, doing really well. These specifically are everyone's favorite. I do have some of them right now over there. Then there's this guy, and then there's the red clay. So just to give you a visual. Okay, my second is one of those skirty mounts that I made, also available right now. The examples of how it looks. One is right there. That one is a little bit prettier. Has Nina, the Richie, whatever the name is, right there, up close. So here's one. Is this guy. This is a Suncoast, Mark Jones and whatever. So technically what happens, I zip tie them there and then they grow. I think I have more up front, but this is just for you to have an idea what's gonna happen later. And the third, and you know what I just realized walking around and looking if I have any to show you? I don't. This is my kind of trademark Florida pot. Why is it Florida pot? If you look at each piece that it's made out of, that is a shape of state of Florida. An amazing state that we live in, and very proud, lucky, and happy to live in. Okay, so technically a very, okay, let's break it, very holy pot. That this particular one is made out of terracotta. I don't have one that I have inside, I believe, one little phalaenopsis, but they sell out so fast that I realize I have none, and it's time for me to have at least one of the Florida pots. It says just one more on it if you're curious. Okay, so what I did before I started, I soaked this plant really well. The reason why, just to make the roots more flexible, because bulbophyllums, their roots are really fragile. See, they break easily, but when they're wet, it gives them a little bit more flexibility. And we're gonna see, maybe I should take the price tag off. What do you think, guys? Yeah, probably. Okay, let's figure out what we're gonna do. Bulbophyllums, there's one of those orchids that are crawling orchids. They grow big, but the reason why they grow big because they crawl, and it's just they need a really flat and you know, if it grows to the certain size, you need to upgrade them with the longer pot, okay, the bigger in the way of diameter. Oh, I just noticed one of my little phalaenopsis over there is blooming. Okay. So, and so when you divide them, you can see how you see the, like, for example, right here, this piece outgrew the pot, and you can see that if we will divide it somewhere right here, we're gonna have three really nice and fat growth that we can attach to, let's say, totem, for example. Okay, what I'm planning to do, I'm gonna I'm gonna cut off two good pieces, and then the rest of it just gonna go in the pot. Okay, same here. You can see new roots right here, which is great, and kind of this little clump right there. We're gonna do that. Okay, so what do you need in order for you to start? It's a good question. Be prepared, you know. Lion King. Masterpiece. Okay, hold on. Technically, we're doing mounting with you, okay? So anytime you do mounting, of course, you need this and something. We're using one plant, so in this case, we're not going to need to disinfect between cuttings. So just clippers. I'm always, if I'm mounting, I'm using zip ties. Easily purchased at even dollar store or any builder store, you know, they're easy to use. If you don't need them anymore, you can cut them off. Usually roots do not get attached to it because it's pretty shiny, glossy plastic. We're gonna need, and this is the problem that I just realized, I only have this much of the moss. So regular moss. And I'm gonna need also the hangers. I buy hangers from OFE in bundles, so I never have to go and run for, you know, whenever for another one, because you buy them in like 10 or 20, then you always have them. OFE, I'll give you the website. They're located in Homestead, and they are my place to go to when I need any kind of supplies. If you see them, and they participate a lot in all the possible shows around Florida, just go there and get your supplies, okay? So let's snip, and let's mount. Okay, so I'll tell you what, OFE hangers are also great for your camera holding. I am such a professional video person. So here we go. This thing, you can kind of try to pull it off and see where to cut. And then I'll try just to simply pull it off gently. My mom is probably cringing now. She cannot stand me touching orchids like that. But, you know, orchids are forgiving. See, and one is ready. Really nice one with good roots and everything. Okay, this is one. And then we need one more. I was looking at this piece right there. There are 3 or 4 or something like that. Okay, so pretty much, I don't know how much you can see there, but there we go. I'm gonna cut this. And we're gonna cut. And we're gonna rip. Okay, there we go. So one more for you. All set. And then this bigger one is going into the pot. Okay, so let's do this thingy. Okay, there's lots of discussions in the orchid world about these sheets, okay? So some people are really, I used to be one of them, that cannot stand the sheets on the bulbs. Here it is. While I had 20 orchids, I could not stand them, and I always would clean it. But when it went over 1,000, somehow I learned to live with it. Basically, don't have time, don't have so many hours in the day. But in this case, since we are kind of starting something new here, I cleaned it. Why do you need to clean? You don't need to, but you can clean, and that's not a bad idea. Bacteria, of course, especially here in Florida where it's really humid. If they're nice and clean like that, they're more safe. So this dude is gonna go in that pot, okay? For now, we're gonna put him aside. He's gonna sit pretty here. By the way, how do you like my cup? It has the orchid on the inside as well. The American Orchid Society started doing these online auctions, and it was my contribution to AOS. And I really, I can make anything. So, but in this case, I don't know how you guys are, but I love when my cup is pretty when I drink my coffee. I'm strange like that. Yeah, so I got it at the auction. Okay, let's get back to mounting. So when it comes to mounting, you always would love to clean the roots so there's no old debris and stuff. But this time we're dealing with bulbophyllum. Bulbophyllum is different from any other orchid with the fact that when they get water, they absorb it longer. So they need to be moist, technically, preferably all the time. Not soaking wet, but moist. So usually if you see the bulbophyllum growing, they're always growing in moss. Why? For the same reason, because they want to be more, they need the moisture. So in this case, I think, and I know I can see that this moss is pretty fresh. It's not old and black and blech. So I will leave it, and it will just give it a little bit more comfort. But on the other hand, here comes the girly logic, okay? Just explain to you why is it a good idea, but then I kind of don't like it. Okay, now the main thing is how to attach it to the mount. It doesn't have to be my totem. It can be a piece of wood. It can be whatever, cork, whatever you prefer. But the main thing is when you attach it, there should be nothing between the roots and the mount. Many people take a piece of moss and they think they're doing it good. It's not good because roots needs to attach to the mount. If you are not doing it like that, they will never attach, and so it's not the mountain that, it's just a plant that lives on the piece of moss, which is not good. So in my case with this cutting, the way it looks, all the roots are right here. There are some new roots in there, but they're not like specifically turned. And since I would like to keep this moss, I think we're gonna go this way. Like, I will attach it here, and I will also attach this moss, not on the top of the plant, but around it, okay? With the idea that the roots are on the mount. And for that, I think for this, I'm going to use the zip tie just to secure the plant. And for this part, I'm going to use that, the green, like a tomato tape. So let's get to work. So I wasn't sure how much of this you want to see, but I decided I'll show you how it's done. So with my specifically totems, it's easy to pick how to attach it, because I do make lots and lots of holes. So you don't have to go around the whole mount. You just go through these little openings and boom. Let me check if I like it. Yes, I do. Just do this, and with one simple, move, you attach the plant. Okay, and then this is the tape I was talking about. This I will secure the moss with this. And so here we go. See, I just went through the heart shape openings this time, and I did not kill the plant. What do we call this? We call this absolute and total gorgeousness number 1. Second sub project. I'm so messy. Yuck. Okay. Is you guys always been so good to me coming up with the names. What can we call this? I call them skirties, but it's really hard for people to even imagine what the skirty can be. Okay, so this thing's gonna go in here. Absolutely the same principle. I'm gonna zip tie it to the bottom and then just put some moss on the top. Okay, let me do it. I think you can visualize that. So, and as I was mounting, I realized that you can do it like that, and that looks also really, really nice instead of this. So choices, you make them. Zip tie it, put some moss there. Just for the experiment's sake, I'm gonna make it horizontal, even though visually I like it vertical. So this is our second creation. So in this case, this is the mama plant that is pretty large, but I also have an issue. I just realized I don't have enough moss. What I'm gonna do, what we usually do, we create more volume. Even maybe I have enough moss. Let's take, I will use the moss. What I was about to suggest, to put some lava rocks on the bottom just to push it up a little higher, or if you have those peanuts, the styrofoam things, but well, maybe I'll add some rocks to it. Let me go dig them out from my yard. Here they are. Why did I say dig them up? Because when we bought the house, I don't know why, but the previous tenants of this house, owners of this house, they decided that lava rock is a good I don't know, landscape addition. So they covered everything around the house with the lava rock. Big investment. Probably in the beginning it looked good. It gave that feel of red mulch. So technically, here, that's what I did. I'm gonna put this guy in here. You always want it to be on the level with the pot, with the bulbophyllums. They love hanging out of the pot. Never go deeper. And then I'll just put the moss around it and make sure this plant is not wobbly. Okay, let's do that. So yeah, boom, done. Out of one plant, we got 3 beautiful, in my opinion, mounts. Not because I made it, it's because this plant I love bulbophyllums, but this particular one has a really beautiful leaves. Normally bulbophyllums has, in my opinion, smaller leaves, but these are just that perfect. Probably the reason why I like them, they are like phalaenopsis leaves, and you know me, I love phalaenopsis. So here we are. 1, 2, 3. And let me hang them, and so you can see how they all look as a completely finished project. Here's our dream team for the any person that loves mounting. I love mounting. If I could, I would mount everything. So clippers, zip tie, this particular tape, why I like it, it's extremely flexible. You can rip it very easily with your hands. You don't need any special, you know, tool for that. And zip ties and a beautiful pottery. Haha. Yeah. So let me hang them. And so done. Here is your totem with the mounted orchid on it. Here's your little skirty, let's still call it, with the mounted orchid in it, which I said you can use like this, or you can do vertical. And here's another one that is sitting in my Florida pot. Happy. And guess what? I finally took the price tag off. That's a big achievement as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are interested in any of these items, they're all available on my website. If they're not available at this point, they will be available soon. So come back or download the app. You can, if you don't want to download the app, I totally understand, but it's really another good idea if you find me on Instagram, which is just one more orchid, but the word more is missing an E, so it's one more, M-O-R, orchid, okay? And follow me. I always update when I have new products there, or you can also do Facebook if you use Facebook. My page is just one more orchid. I always I try to update YouTube, but not everyone is on YouTube as much as I am. So the Facebook or Instagram is a good option. Okay, I hope you will have a good day. Bye bye.